What's up, everyone? Welcome to Norm Merrick's Show, host Rob Noor. Not doing a long live stream tonight. I'm doing some other things to get ready for tomorrow's show. Just wanted to do a brief stream, 15-20 minutes, to encourage everyone to watch my show tomorrow. It's going to be my 24-hour live stream. It's going to be starting at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. So that is Saturday, November 2nd, 2024. And the purpose of this stream is going to be to get people to get out the vote for Donald Trump and Republicans, in particular in my state of Pennsylvania. We'll have a good amount of guests I'm anticipating from the state of Pennsylvania involved in politics in Pennsylvania. Should be a good show, so I'm really looking forward to it. So I just want to pop in and say hi this evening. We'll chat with y'all for a little bit, see how things are going, give you a little rundown on what we have going on tomorrow. So it's been a good day for me. I feel like I screwed someone over tonight. I'll explain that to you. But yeah, obviously I don't expect everyone to be with me the entire 24 hours. That's obviously insane. So, but if you could pop in tomorrow at any point, I'd really appreciate it. And I think it's going to be entertaining and a good show for you all. So I'm looking forward to it. I was supposed to do like 15 minutes on the Hippy Dippy tonight at 6:30, and I feel like I screwed Danabo over. Because I talked to him the other day and then said I'd message him and tell him if I could do it. And then I did message him and I never heard back for like 3.5 days. And so then I sat here waiting all day for something to hear back, for a link to be sent, anything. At about 1 or 2 o'clock, my wife was like, hey, it's my father-in-law, or it's her dad's birthday party today. Let's just go. And I said, okay. So I messaged Danabo. I haven't heard back from you, so I had other plans. And he was like, oh, no, we planned for you to go on. So I feel bad for that. But trick-or-treating was good. It's nice to see you all, though. So to give you a little insight on what's going on for tomorrow's show, we'll wait. I forgot to message John Ward. I'll message him tonight, and we'll see if I can get in touch with him. So, it's really been difficult. So my weakest suit, probably of all the hats that I try to wear doing this show, is producer. I'm terrible at connections. I'm terrible at reaching out to people. I'm just no good at that sort of stuff. And so when you're setting up a show like this, you have to do loads upon loads of that. Now, thankfully, I had people help me out. Like Black Elk helped me out. My old radio host, Carlos, helped me out. But my life is busy, and other people's lives that are helping out with something like this are busy. And so it's been really difficult to get everyone on the same page. So, for example, I have a list of people in Pennsylvania here that I've been told have confirmed to be on the show tomorrow. But I haven't personally talked to those people. I just had a person who's setting up guests for me tell me they are confirmed. Told me that some of them have already set times up that they would like to be on at 8 in the morning or whatever. So I am trying to get the confirmed time slots from people so that I could reach out to other people and say, here are the time slots I have yet to have available. But unfortunately, I haven't received that information yet, which is a little troubling 11 hours before this show begins. So I'm basically walking in tomorrow's show with a list of people that might be doing the show with no contact information to them and no idea what times they may be coming on, which is a real bummer, which makes it more difficult for me tonight to have to be up late trying to confirm with other people, and they're going to say, sweet, I'll do it. What time can I come on? The other thing that's difficult about it's this. There's basically two types of guests that I'm having. Guests from the streaming world. So that might be people that I've streamed with or that stream themselves, etc. And then guests from the political world. Congressmen, state-level reps, members of the Pennsylvania GOP, members of the GOP in specific counties of Pennsylvania. It's not that I respect one group more than the other or anything like that. It's just I feel that because the streaming people I have more of a personal relationship with, and they're used to sort of the ins and outs of streaming, that I was giving preferential treatment to time slots to the people that are actually the political people, because they're probably not as used to getting on Discord or other things such as that. So I figured, for example, Andrew Wilson, who's going to do the show tomorrow, he'll be more flexible. I could say, hey man, can you wait? I'll let you know sometime between the hours of 7 and 9. Can you hop on? He'd be like, yeah, sure, no problem. But I'd like to be able to give them some sort of idea, those people from the streaming world. But until I get the schedule from the people from the political world, it's difficult for me to then tell the people in the streaming world. Because, for example, if I say, okay, you're on at 8 a.m., Andrew Wilson, and then my guy gets in touch with me and goes, Congressman Glenn Thompson's joining you at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And I say, but I've already filled that slot. He'll say, well, that's when Glenn could do it. He's busy tomorrow, so that's it. So, am I doing call-ins now? Nope, not doing call-ins now. I'll do call-ins tomorrow, but tonight it's not going to be a long stream. I'm just trying to get people pumped up for tomorrow's 24-hour stream. So no debating or anything like that this evening. I can't take call-ins. I'll end up being here for hours when I'm going to have to wrap this up by 9 p.m. because I got to try to get stuff done here at the house a little bit, continue to contact people this evening, and I have to try to get to bed at a reasonable hour if I'm going to be doing a 24-hour stream. Now, you may have noticed, wait a minute, why are you starting at 7:30 a.m.? And that is going to be the start time tomorrow. Well, because one of the people that supposedly is confirmed is actually one of my favorite people to talk to, who is Congressman Dan Muser. Dan represents, I believe, Pennsylvania's 10th district, and I've met him many times. He's a very interesting guy. He's down to earth, very similar to like talking to a JD Vance, where he's like impressive. He's like an intellectual type guy, but he's also just a regular guy that you could have a conversation with. And I've met him many times. I've gone to a lot of times when me and my friend Carlos go to these Republican things, it ends up with just sort of a handful of people together at a table, smoking cigars and stuff at the end of it. Quite frequently, it'll be me, Dan Muser, people like the secretaries, treasurers of the Pennsylvania GOP, sort of talking strategy and things of that nature. So I've had many a talk with Dan with things like that. I'm very excited, but apparently the time he could come on is 8 a.m. tomorrow, which was literally supposed to be the start time of my show. I feel it'd be very awkward to literally hit like stream and me come on and be like, hey, thanks everyone for joining my 24-hour stream. My first guest here is Dan Muser, Congressman representing the 10th district. It seems like it'd be awkward. So now I'm going to start at 7:30 instead of 8 a.m., which means instead of 24 hours, it'll be 24 and a half hours because I'm still going to end at 8 a.m. on Sunday. Now, it's also not going to be 24 and a half hours. It's going to be, there's my boy Zygmunt. Zygmunt's met Congressman Muser at some of the same events I've been at. So, anywho, it won't be 24 and a half hours because it's daylight savings time. So it's actually going to be a 25 and a half hour stream. But obviously that doesn't sound that good. 25 and a half hour stream. So it's just going to be Rob Nor's 24-hour stream. Any stream or panels on election day? I assume I'll be streaming. Election day, I'm doing my best. I already put a message out on Facebook. I don't use Facebook at all anymore. I used to, so when I was starting a channel, I actually used to put all of my YouTube videos on Facebook because that's where I have the biggest audience. Now, the audience, though, is just Facebook friends that I've made over the years. But I would, instead of just having 2 or 3 people watching my videos, maybe I'd have 40 people watch my videos if I put them on Facebook. But what I quickly found out was that it was causing a bunch of conflicts with people that I had friendships or relationships with in real life. So I stopped posting political stuff to Facebook. And I really have no reason to use Facebook other than that, so I just stopped posting to Facebook altogether. But I figured for purposes of this election, I did go to Facebook and I put a message out where I attached a video, a 10-minute video, giving my reasons to vote for Trump, and more importantly, the Trump ticket, which you can check that video out. It's on YouTube right now, so you can check that out. Thanks, Max. You can check that out. But I put that video up and told people that I'm available all day election day to give people rides to their polling place. I gave them instructions to look at what their polling place was. And, I gave them a little bit of information about why it's important to vote, particularly to get out and vote for Republicans and Donald Trump in this election. So I am going to keep my schedule open the entire day. So far, I haven't had any offers. I will be voting election day. My family will be voting election day. I might have to pick my brother up to take him to a polling place. But other than that, I haven't received any offers. But I'm committed to not streaming during the day, keeping my time open until close to when polls close, just to make sure if someone needs a last minute ride, there's anything I could do to get even one more vote, that I'm doing the best that I can to do that. But I do plan on streaming in the evening, the election night, and we'll see how it goes from there. My prediction is that we will not know the results on election night, or we'll probably have a pretty good idea, but I don't think we'll know the results. When's the next Destiny debate? I'm blacklisted from Destiny's channel, so I don't know when the next Destiny debate will be. I am on notice, that's true. Am I still predicting Kamala Harris? I am. I think that Trump stands a good chance to win almost all the Sunbelt states that are swing states. Therefore, we'll have to win one of Wisconsin, Michigan, or PA. My gut feeling tells me there is no way that they'll let Trump get into office again. I do not see how Trump wins Michigan with Gretchen Whitmer there. And what we'll see is shenanigans there. Wisconsin, it's probably, despite the fact that the polling shows that Wisconsin is one of the tighter races for Trump to win. I don't know if he'll be able to win that or not. I would say that's his best shot, given what I know, because there is almost no chance, no matter what polling you're seeing, in my opinion, that Trump's going to be able to win Pennsylvania. I just think that the uphill legal battle and what we're likely to see with all sorts of ballots will be difficult. However, I've been wrong many times before. I didn't think Trump would win in 2016. I don't think the chances of him winning are 0% or anything like that. And certainly, if enough of us get out there and overwhelm the system by voting in record numbers, then we're able to overcome that. So that's what my plan is going into tomorrow's stream, to try to make people as encouraged as possible. If you're encouraged to vote because you think Trump is 5 points up and that encourages you, like, damn, I'm so excited, let's go vote, then choose to believe that Trump's 5 points up. If you're encouraged to vote because you think Trump's 5 points down, then get encouraged to vote and go vote and convince people to vote because you think he's 5 points down and needs help. If you think the race is tied and that encourages you to vote, then go do it, go vote. If you think he's winning or losing by 1 or 2 points so your vote will really matter, then go vote. If you think he's winning by 30 points or he's losing by 30 points, then go vote. If you think I live in a state where it doesn't matter because it's not a swing state, then go vote, because the actual popular vote will matter as well. Whatever you need to think to understand that you need to go out there and drag everyone you know that could legally vote, do it. Whatever that is. I don't care how your mind operates. I choose to operate from a position of we're always a couple points behind. One of the biggest pet peeves I had was in 2020 when repeatedly I talked to some of the biggest Trump supporters and they were like, we got this in the bag. 48 states going to Trump. And I was like, are you crazy? It's the same mistake that Hillary's team made in 2016. If you're reading the polls and the betting markets going into this week saying Trump's got this in the bag, you're insane. He does not have it in the bag. He is going to need every single vote possible. Yeah, Bucks County. Would I do a Jubilee like Andrew Wilson? Sure, I guess I would do anything once. I don't mind debating a bunch of people. I wouldn't participate in the Jubilee as one of the 25 because I think the platform's stupid. I'm not running some damn chair. But I certainly would be the person sitting in the middle. I don't give a shit. I think it's a stupid format, but yeah, I would do it. So that's sort of the goal and the approach I have going into tomorrow. I'm sure there'll be a lot of people coming on that'll say Trump's got Pennsylvania wrapped up. He's way ahead. I will be sure to be telling my audience and those people the entire time, you need to act as if Trump's losing, even if you think he's winning. That is the key. And I'll talk to people more tomorrow about the importance of, I know it sucks, pestering your friends, your families, your neighbors, it sucks. I don't want to do it. I didn't want to put a message up on Facebook. I don't want to talk to a bunch of my friends like, hey man, you going out to vote? I don't like doing that. I separate my political world from a lot of my friendships. A lot of my friendships are people that don't like politics at all, or really despise Trump and Republicans. I still reached out to them. I don't think I have any leftists tuning or coming into the show tomorrow. Jeff B, if I have to... Yes, Trump could win even if there's corruption against him because the corruption could be overwhelmed. For example, let's say they could steal votes. They would maybe only be able to steal 5% of those votes, which means if Trump wins by 6%, they wouldn't be able to steal that much. The people that are so pessimistic and say, I'm so black-pilled that they'll never leave Trump win, therefore I refuse to vote, are making a huge mistake, because then your chances of ever finding out that corruption would be done anyways because no one would have to cheat because all of you are staying home. And the only chance you would ever have to win is to get out there and outvote the corruption. So I hope that helps clear it up. Facebook of my 90. Where are you most likely? It's funny. If you're seeking to drive people to the polls that you know in real life to help them vote, where would be the best place to go? Probably the place where you have connections to people that use social media that live near you, like Facebook. No, I'm not 90, I'm 40. Yeah, there'll be a point for call-ins tomorrow, yeah. If you're so pessimistic that you think a loss is inevitable, you're making a huge mistake. And we'll talk about that. Thanks, Guess Who Farted. I appreciated it. I saw parts of Andrew and Destiny on Jubilee, yes. I know Infamous Luigi. It's okay. Um, let me check my phone here real quick. I'll give you a partial list of some people that have confirmed. State Rep, Williamsport State Rep Jamie Flick, Bradford County Commissioner Doug McClinko, friend of the show, impressive businessman, sort of political consultant Jason Fitzgerald, my congressman Glenn Thompson, who's the most senior Republican congressman in the state, Congressman Dan Muser, Tony Schaefer, he's an elected official out east. I can't remember. Carla Sands, former ambassador under Donald Trump. She also ran for Senate in 2022. She's a great friend of the show. Rob Bresnahan, who I can't remember what his position is. Don McClure is Perry County Commissioner. Kurt Smith and Joel Stern. I forget what their titles are. Russ Diamond's my favorite state rep here in Pennsylvania. Carrie Solomon, she has a position at the RNC here in Pennsylvania. And Chuck Conselman, I forget what his position is. So that's a list of sort of the PA officials that will be calling in. Then Andrew Wilson will be calling in. I think Rachel Wilson will be calling in. Jim Bob, possibly Jake Rattlesnake, Jeb Tan, Drone Tech Politics, Aircraft Sparky, Let's Be Frank. Let me think who else we have. Sitchin Adam may be calling in. See who else I've reached out to. Possibly Scott Pressler. I sent an invite out to Mike Cernovich, and he gave me a thumbs up, but didn't say if he was coming or not. Actual Justice Warrior. Bresnahan's running against Cartwright. Thank you, Zygmunt, yeah. So, it's going to be a good lineup, and I'm very excited. And then we're going to take call-ins. And then, of course, my co-host, Carlos Saldivia, who co-hosted a radio show with me. He's a political consultant. And then the other co-host of my radio show, Todd Bartley, will be calling in the evening. Todd's a very interesting guy. Me and Todd oftentimes just bored talk politics, like on the phone in the middle of the night. He's always a good one to talk to. He'll get you fired up. Yeah, and then, of course, we'll take call-ins. And then you'll hear a lot from me. But I'm excited. Oh, yeah, my wife and her sister will be downstairs playing Mario Kart all day. So they might call in with an update from Mario Kart. You never know. If that's your thing. We'll take a brief pause from the action and do some Mario Karting. Yeah, so now remember, the purpose of the show is to drive out the vote for Republicans and for Trump. Now, I can't stress this enough, and so I'm trying to prep my audience for this. What I'm not looking to do, in the past, I've brought on left wingers. I'm already bringing on people that aren't voting for Trump. Jeb Tan's not voting for Trump. Sitch and Adam. Sitch definitely isn't voting for Trump. Adam, I'm not sure if he's made up his mind yet. So I'm willing to bring on some people. But the point isn't, oh, I'm going to bring on 20 people to debate. It's my show. The point is, this is my get out the vote for Trump and Republican show. I don't think anyone could accuse me of running from debates. I do it all the time. I debate people for hours upon hours upon hours till they, like Destiny, chicken out and rage quit and then blacklist me. All the time, I'm debating people. I take these offers all the time. It is not the purpose of this show tomorrow to do that. It is my show to do my little part to try to drive out the vote with a focus on Pennsylvania, but anywhere. So, if you say, Rob, Congressman Glenn Thompson's going to be on. He's your congressman. But I see that he voted for this massive spending bill. Are you going to rip him on that? No, I will not be. I'm not going to be. That is not the purpose of the show tomorrow. Glenn Thompson will win re-election. If I have him on the show after this, and there's a bill coming up that I think it would be a mistake for him to vote for, I will tell him that that's a bad decision, in my opinion. But that's not the point of tomorrow. Let's win the election, and then we can have those discussions. Similarly, if Sitch and Adam or Jeb Tan want to talk about how terrible Trump is, I'll push back, obviously. But I will try to steer the focus to talking to them about, as people that may not vote for Trump, the problems with Kamala Harris and the Democrat ticket. That even people that aren't going to vote for Trump see. I say this because inevitably, when I open the phone lines up to call-ins, people are going to want to talk about stuff that's going to be completely antithetical to what I'm trying to promote the show. And I can't stop you from asking or talking about whatever you want. I'll try my best to be polite and answer to the best of my ability and stay in a good mood all day. But don't be surprised if I say, yeah, I'm not talking about this right now. So if you call in and want to have a robust discussion about why we need to repeal the 19th Amendment, I'm telling you right now that I'm going to be like, hey man, thank you so much for listening to the stream. We're going to go to the next caller. Or if there's no next caller, I'm just going to talk about what I want to talk about. I'm not doing it tomorrow. I get derailed on that stuff all the time. I'm not doing it. Yeah, I'll be on time for the 7:30 stream. Don't worry, I'll get some sleep tonight. So I just want to clear that up, and I don't want this to be any misapprehensions. Like people like, oh, Rob's going to debate for 24 hours straight. I would do a stream like that. I absolutely would. How do I respond to the argument that the only time we have a limited government spending is only when we have a divided government? Do you think that's worked before? Like, for example, when we had a divided government when Trump was in office under COVID, did we limit spending? No, we massively blown it out. We've had a divided government with Biden in office for the last 2 years. Did we have limited spending? No, not really. So, no, I don't buy that argument at all. I think the best way we could have limited spending is by getting a group of people in there that wants to shrink the size of government and government regulations. That would be the best opportunity. There's certainly truth to the fact that Trump massively spent in deficits even before COVID. That's certainly true. And that is something that he deserves criticized for. But tomorrow is not the chance for that. Zygmunt, is it as someone who goes to Republican events and is conservative, are you saying that you're cheering for a divided, like, can you tell me which one you're cheering for then? You're cheering for Trump to win, but Democrats to win the House and Senate? Or you're cheering for Kamala to win and Republicans to win the House and the Senate? What is your position on what you think would lead to limited spending here that you would prefer? I don't think if Trump wins and Democrats win the House and Senate that we're going to see limited spending at all. Get it in. We only got a couple more minutes. If you got a question, go ahead. I got like 4 more minutes. I don't want to turn Adam on Sitch. Hopefully I can convince Adam to vote for Trump, though. To Sitch's credit, I don't understand this point of view, but Sitch's argument is basically, as a streamer that delves with political content, I think it would be a conflict of interest to vote. I think that's sort of a ludicrous opinion. But, okay. If Trump wins, how can he truly govern? It'll be more of the same with Congress. The only chance you have of piercing in to sort of the deep state or the establishment class that is rife in the Republican and Democratic Party is to have someone that is a potential outsider at the helm of power quite a bit. It's true, Trump showed us all exactly what the swamp was in his first 4 years, but didn't drain it. Hopefully he could do a better job this time. The only chance of that happening, though, is with a Trump victory. So even if you think the chances is very small, like 2 or 3%, one, the problem won't exacerbate under Trump like it would under Kamala Harris. For example, the very First Amendment and our ability to have this conversation on social media will literally be at threat if the Democrats win again and push through their disinformation czars that want to censor all of us online. And secondly, the only chance you have of actually starting to roll the ball the other way is to have someone that's a potential outsider. Sitch never said he was voting for Kamala, to my knowledge. Is revenge okay or is it unsafe? It depends on what type of revenge you're talking about. But save your questions for tomorrow. This is just a show trying to encourage people to come watch tomorrow. And everyone's asking me these questions. We're going to have 25 and a half hours to answer questions, talk about this stuff tomorrow. So, I appreciate the questions, though. So, last point, and then I'm going to go because I'd like to be done by 9 o'clock here. Please tune in tomorrow. I've seen. I do love the fact. I understand how this works. Sure, Sigmund, you can call in tomorrow too if you like as well. I love the way it works. No one's to blame. But like when someone happens with like a friend of the show, like Andrew Wilson, it's like on the Jubilee panel. One by one, people just start watching. Did you see Andrew Wilson on Jubilee? Yeah, I saw it. And then 30 seconds later, did you see Andrew Wilson on Jubilee? I did. I saw it. And then 2 minutes later, did you see Andrew Wilson was on Jubilee? It's no one's fault. It's just the nature of how it goes. I'm like that. Like, I'll tune into a show and I'm like, I wonder if they talked about this yet. And maybe they literally just finished talking about it. Is it the Fortnite World Cup? It is almost. You almost got the right one. So, but yeah. I'll be wearing different hats tomorrow. I'll be an interviewer at some points. I'll be producing the show. I'll be taking call-ins, probably talking with people. I'll be giving my honest opinions on issues that I think are important. So I hope you enjoy it. And it's difficult to set this stuff up. It's difficult to stream for 24 hours or longer. I don't know what time exactly the call-ins will be right now. I'm still waiting on some of the guests to give me their confirmed times. But you're going to want to tune in the morning. Dan Muser is going to be one of the best guests. He is a sitting congressman, and allegedly he's calling in at 8 a.m. Eastern time. So that's bright and early. So the show's going to start at 7:30, and he'll be the first guest at 8 a.m. So I don't know. We'll probably have guests for a half an hour would be my guess. Some will be calling in through Zoom. Some will be calling in audio only. So it'll be like a phone call that comes through Google Voice. So, oh, it's no problem, Zomini Soldier. I'm not upset about it. I understand how it goes. Yeah, I didn't really talk about it. I just said, yeah, I saw that Andrew was on Jubilee. By the way, I got some things in the work with Andrew Wilson, some projects that we're going to be working on together here coming up. So I'm going to look forward to me after the election. I'm going to be doing a lot more with the Crucible and with Andrew Wilson specifically. So I think that both of us, although we have differences on what our goals are ultimately politically. I'm more of like a libertarian-esque minarchist populist. Andrew's more of like a Christian nationalist, Christian populist, he might say. But we do align on 90 to 95% of what we would like to see done politically. And I think we both understand the importance of people on this space going into a new media landscape and talented people that are pushing for our country and our values to sort of band together and put some planning behind how we plan to go out and win these cultural and political battles. So I think that Andrew and me are going to start working together. I think Andrew's building a team of people that's going to be very effective at this sort of stuff. So I'm not going to step on his toes with any announcements or anything like that. But yeah, I'm very excited. Andrew's been one of the nicest people. Anytime I ever need guests, anytime that I need someone to help me with moderating, Andrew's been there for me without question every single time. And I can't speak highly of him. You might despise his politics. You might think he comes across as crass or mean-spirited in many of the debates he does. I will tell you this, there has not been anyone more kind or more helpful to me behind the scenes than Andrew Wilson. And he is the only person on the streaming community that I could legitimately say, without batting an eye, has done more for me than I have done for him. Almost everyone else, it's the opposite. And so I can't say enough about Andrew Wilson. We don't have the same personalities. We don't have the same debate style. But I think he's incredibly generous. And I'm happy he's going to help me out with some guests tomorrow and to call in himself. So, and he's incredibly busy. As you know, he was just in person at that Jubilee event. He's always flying out to, I think, California and doing the Whatever podcast. He does his show on almost nightly basis. The other day I saw he did 3 live streams in one day. So, I mean, this guy's working his tail off. And so for him to take time out of his busy schedule, and basically he has no idea what time he's coming on. We just know he's going to come on sometime in the evening. For that to occur, I think it shows just what a nice guy he is. And he has... the guy's audience dwarfs mine, so it's not like he's like, oh, I got to do Rob Noor's show to help my audience. It's completely the opposite. So I really think you can see a lot about a person's character when they're willing to help you out, not to benefit themselves, but they're willing to help you out because they said that they would help you out and they care about, keeping their word. So kudos to Andrew Wilson. And the same could be said of the other people that are helping me out with the show. Carlos Saldivia. Carlos doesn't even have a channel, so it's not like he's going to gain an audience or anything of that nature. He helps me out quite frequently with this stuff. He's always been there for me. Great guy. Todd Bartley, who used to do the radio show, same to him. He'll be calling in. I think you'll really enjoy Todd. Black Elk, my editor, fantastic dude. He sent, I don't know how many emails. Black Elk's job was like taking the big shots. Right? Black Elk's reaching out to Joe Rogan. He's reaching out to Dave Rubin. He's reaching out to Tim Pool, which I also reached out to Tim Pool. But he's reaching out to those sort of bigger people, and he spent a lot of time crafting emails, sending out invites. We haven't got a lot of big people to bite, but that's still a lot of work that Black Elk did, and I think he's going to call in and spend like an hour doing the show with me tomorrow as well, so that'll be cool. Some of it will be on the fly. I'm not going to kid you. There might be times where I'm like, 1 second here, I got someone that called on the phone, and it might be someone saying, hey, so-and-so backed out, or they're not going to come until an hour later. So that's going to be going on live as we're going. And since I'm running it from my central hub here, I don't really have a producer or anything. We'll just roll with the punches. But one thing I'm really good at is talking, and I'm really good at changing on the fly if I need to, so won't be a problem. There's people like Aftershock, who's always helped my show out. He used to set up debates and moderate debates for me. He's a very busy person now in real life, but he still got to give a shout out to him. He's tremendously helped my channel grow. And then, of course, there's a lot of other people, everyone that donates and everything like that. You guys are great. No, I'm not in the hippy dippy tonight. And then, of course, I have to thank my wife, who helps me more than anyone. She's just, she's going to be doing house stuff for 25 and a half hours starting tomorrow morning. Plus tonight. Plus all the setup tonight. I've been on the phone all day today. The only reason I could do any of this is because my wife is taking care of the house and taking care of my son every single time that I come up here to stream. Every single time. We are truly a team. And I'm just incredibly blessed that I have such a tremendous wife, that I have such a tremendous son. And regardless of how this election goes, I'll still have that. And I know that's not fair to any of you. It's not fair to anyone else in the world. And I didn't do anything to deserve to be this lucky at all. I'm actually kind of a piece of shit person. I just am. There's nothing about me that's exceptional character-wise. And to get blessed to be this lucky to have not just my wife and my son, but her family, my neighbors, my friends, I'm just incredibly lucky. So I really do mean it. And I probably should tell her more. I barely ever tell her, but I'll say it on stream, which she's rarely watching. I'll be like, That's the only reason I could do this. So whether you tune in and there's one person watching me live, or there's 1,000 people watching me live, or anything in between, the only reason that any of it's possible is because of my wife and how awesome she is. So that's anything that you get out of this show ever, or tomorrow's show, even if it's like 99% garbage and you think the show sucked, that 1% that you get that you're like, I like that, or I learned something, that's because of my wife. That's because of people like Black Elk. That's because of people like Carlos and Todd. That's who did that. It's because of people like Andrew Wilson. So, I really do. I thank them all. So, all right. If you want to help me out, tell your friends. All day. You don't have to be there all day. You don't have to be there at 8 a.m. It's going to be recorded. We're going to leave the stream up. But let's be honest. How many of you, when you see a daunting 25 and a half hour stream 2 weeks from now, are you going to be like, yeah, I think I'll start watching this? Probably the type of thing, if you don't catch it live, you're never really going to go back and watch unless something crazy happens on it and people tell you about it. So no one's expecting anyone to watch the entire show. We'll be here at 7:30, 8 a.m. Tune in when you can throughout the day. Tell some friends, tell some family, anyone you know that's interested in politics. I think we're going to keep it lighthearted. We're going to keep it informal. And I hope it's something, that'll be respectful, that even if you don't like Trump, even if you don't like Republicans, I hope that people will tune in so we can make our case. Even if it's someone that's not political, I hope they tune in so I can make the case why it's important to go out and vote and to start to get political. So if you really want to help me out, donations and everything are always appreciated, but what would help me out even more is tuning in, giving me a thumbs up, giving me, a shout out to some other people. We are going to be trying to raise $500 tomorrow. That's a secondary goal. The idea with that money is to put all of that money directly back into the show. Thank you so much, Jeremiah Smith, for $5. Says, shout out to the wife. What are the implications if Trump loses, Republicans win the House and Senate? It'll be much like it is now. Republicans will cave in over and over again, just like we've seen Mike Johnson cave in now. The FBI will continue to get funded as they treat Americans like the enemy. Any big bill will continue to be funded. The border will continue to not be secure. Republicans will constantly say, oh, this one time we have to pass this emergency bill, but next time we'll get them, and they won't do anything. So that's the implications. So we are trying to raise $500 so that it could go to people like Black Elk that helped me out, so that it could go back into the show with sort of some equipment and some other things that we're trying to get for the show. So that is our goal. However, the more important goal is that we're trying to get at least 200 people, 200, to confirm that they will vote for Donald Trump and Republicans down ticket. Now, this is obviously honor system. Some of you might say, well, I live in Canada, I can't vote, but I'll say yes just to say yes. I hope you don't do that, but we're going to try to get that list. I don't know how I'm going to keep track of that, but we're going to try our best to do what we can. If we can get 200 people from this show that are voting for Trump and for Republicans down ticket, and then hopefully the other question of those 200, can you at least try to talk to one other person and get them to go vote for Trump and to vote down ticket? That's 400 people. So we're going to try our best, and I think that's a reasonable goal. It doesn't have to be undecided. You could have already voted. We just want those 200 total people. That's the goal. There we go. We got John one. We'll start counting tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe how long? Let me check this real quick. We'll check. How long can I put a poll up on YouTube? Let's check this out. I've never really messed with it. We got John. Let's try this. So let's say I want to start a poll. Ask a question. Does it have a time? So I put the poll up here now. If you're on YouTube, you can see it. I guess it just stays up there until I click end poll, correct? Is that how it works? I could always put a 24-hour poll on X. I know how to do that. Maybe I'll do that as well tomorrow. And I'll ask people to go sign that. There you go. Thanks, Damien. But that's the goal. We are legitimately trying to get people to get out there and vote. We're gonna have fun. It's not gonna be super formal. So yeah, that's fine. How many did we get already? Oh, we got some no's too. No, yeah, we already got like 10. So, no, I didn't see Tim Pool with Sam Cedar today. I did not catch that. So, all right, that's it, man. I've already went 12 minutes past what I wanted. So, 7:38 a.m. tomorrow, man. 24-hour stream. I hope you're ready for it. I know I am. I'm excited. It's going to be a little bit of a shit show. There'll be production issues. I'm sure that my internet will crap out at some time. OBS will crash. Doesn't matter. I'll be back unless I have a severe medical emergency or someone in my family does. I'm going to be here till from 7:30 a.m. Saturday, tomorrow, to 8 a.m. Sunday. 2 days from now. I'm going to be here. And if I'm fighting with the internet to get it back on and I have to start streaming straight to YouTube with my phone, so be it. Other thing to know is this. The primary platform that I'll be focused on is YouTube. So if you're on Twitch, if you're on X, if you're on Kick, if you're on Rumble, and for some reason the stream goes down, my backup plan is to use my phone. That's the backup plan, which I'm only capable of streaming to YouTube on. So I do recommend that people watch me on YouTube. If you want to donate money, we'll have other platforms that you could donate to, such as PayPal that takes, if you're uncomfortable giving money through YouTube, we could do that. We could set that up. But YouTube will be the place that I'm focused the most on. It's easiest to see the chats, and it's the easiest to know if I need one platform where all else falls awry that I can fall back on YouTube. So that's the plan. Really looking forward to it. You guys are the best. You ladies are the best. All of those that have different pronouns, you're the best too if you're watching me. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm humbled. I hope you enjoy this tomorrow. We got a couple more days, man. 24-hour stream for me. And I'm going to sleep a little Sunday. Monday, I'm going to hit the pavement trying to do stuff here in real life to get people convinced to get out and vote. Tuesday's election day, man. And we'll see. I'll know that I did, I can't say I did my best, but I tried. I really did try. And so that's what I'm going for. If we lose, we lose. My life will continue to go on, but I'm going to try. So I hope that it comes across, and I hope other people are inspired to do the same. So thank you so much, everyone. I appreciate you all. We'll see you bright and early, 7:30 a.m. I'll be here. You ready? 25 and a half hours. I'm already feeling the adrenaline. I'm ready to start now. Maybe I'll just keep going. Fuck it. No sleep tonight. Let's just go straight through. Start the stream now. It's going to be what? It's going to be a 35 and a half hour stream. Let's do it, right? Nah, I should get some sleep. All right, we'll see you tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. As always, have a good one.